I think an early season December meet is just a nice barometer for our roster that doesn't get to compete throughout the fall. Almost from the time we get back to campus, we're busy with our track and field kids training in the weight room, out on the track, and out in the field and getting a lot of good work in. And it's nice to be able to go and use this meet as a check mark. Just to kind of see how things have gone, how we're going to approach competition, and then use that as a motivating force, whether we get great results or bad results over winter break. So that's the biggest value I see in it. We've had years where we've had some great surprises and outstanding performances in December. We've also had other years where it's been a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. But I think the big value there is just kind of, hey, checking in, seeing where we're at, how are we approaching competition, and using that to fuel our training for the next 6 weeks until we resume after winter break.
Fall training has been going good so far. The kids, they have been working hard over the last couple of weeks, and I'm very happy where they're at now in their preparation. And as we get looking forward to compete at the Navy Invitational this weekend, I'm looking forward for them to compete at a high level, and I'm looking forward for them to implement whatever we've been working on over the last couple of weeks in practice, and I'm just excited to see how well they transition all the technical stuff and all the hard work we've been put in and transfer it into a competitive setting. Well, my goal is for them to go out there and compete hard, go out there with a positive mindset, and whatever they've been practicing and learning from me over the last couple of weeks, I want them to implement it into a competition settings, and if that is accomplished, and then I'll be very happy.
I'm really excited about the throws group. I think we're pretty focused, which is good. We've got some returning youngsters. We also have a few upperclassmen who I think have done a great job leading the way for us. A lot of what we've been doing has been focused on technical adjustments across all throwing events, and also just kind of a renewed focus on what we're trying to do in the weight room. And just tweak what we're doing at training there to become better athletes all around. So results have been promising so far. I feel good about that. I feel good about kind of the attitude and the expectations. Each year I feel like the past few years we've been very successful throughout that indoor season and outdoor season, and we want to keep taking steps forward. And that means for our returners, we want to see improvement. Technically, but also in results. That's the important thing. But also our youngsters, we've got a pair of freshmen who are on the roster who had very successful high school careers, and just excited to see what they can do. I think the future is very bright for them. We'll see how the results will be early in the season, but ultimately, we're more focused on what's to come later in the year. So excited for what those two will bring, along with our upperclassmen.
Training has gone really well this year. This fall has been particularly fruitful. I thought most of the kids came back in better shape than they started off last fall. That's always a great starting point. And really throughout the fall, they've made a lot of strides, gotten stronger in the weight room, gotten faster. All our testing proved very good. A lot of personal bests in testing, and really promising numbers in the weight room as well. So looking forward to this first meet. So kind of looking at this first meet as sort of more of a test to see where we are, kind of a rust buster for the veterans on the team. We have some kids looking great technically right now, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if there was a PR or two in the group, but overall, I think it's just going to be kind of, hey, where are we right now? Give them a little bit of experience going into winter break with thinking about coming back and really getting into the bulk of our season. Then we have two freshmen competing, so it'll be just kind of their debut. and seeing where they are and how they're adjusting to college training. But both of them have been very, very good throughout the fall, and I'm looking forward to a promising meet.
Yeah, for our throwers, I think the big thing is, what does success look like in early December? I wouldn't be surprised if we went out there and had a few personal bests. I think, training indicates that's what, some of the group's capable of. But certainly, we're not looking to go out there and beat the world. As I mentioned, we've had some surprises in the past where people have come out and blown the doors off in December. That's never the end game or the main objective. You want to see our upperclassmen come back and kind of mature in their preparation for competition, handle themselves very well, and use each meet as kind of a stepping stone and a learning experience. For our youngsters, I think the two freshmen that will be competing for the first time at the collegiate level, just want to see them come out and be excited to have a W&M across their chest for the first time, but also, prepare for this competition mentally, have good focus, and be able to kind of achieve some of the technical things we've been working on for the past couple months. So, I think we'll see some good things. I think we'll also see some not so good things. A lot of wise coaches will say that's a track meet. You'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's what you'll see. But ultimately, I think success will look like approaching the competition well, competing with maturity, and handling ourselves, in a first-class manner, which is an expectation we have for our whole roster each and every week.